When I was a boy at school, just down the road from my school, there was a Cistercian abbey called Mount St Bernard, and we would be taken every so often to evening prayers, Compline in Mount St Bernard Abbey, and it was always rather wonderful to listen to the monks singing before they went to bed. And later, when I was doing A levels, I did a small project about one of the monks who had produced the most exquisite illuminated manuscripts in sort of book form. And I worked out how to gild. I was later given much better instruction on gilding, and got my own gilder's cushion, and learnt the tricks of the trade. And I was particularly impressed by Mount St Bernard Abbey. I remember being invited in by Brother Jonathan, and being given a little table in the dormitory, and finding one day finding the monk's coffin in an alcove next to where I was working, and finding that rather spooky. And but there's something rather wonderful about the thought that there is only one coffin, and the monks take that coffin down from the dormitory just outside the window to where the graveyard is, and deposit the body in the graveyard and take the coffin back and use it again. It's something very practical. And the church itself, the monastery church, is very practical, and designed originally by Pugin, who didn't charge. He did it as a favour, and then built by hand by the monks over the years that followed. This is a little monastery just near the town of Coalville, which, as the name suggests, was once a coal mining town. And even as I was near there at school, the coal dried up, the mine stopped working. And when I was there, the monastery revolved around a farm tradition with cows and tractors, and it was a wonderful contained life. And now, under the direction of Father Joseph de Largy, who has been a monk there for 37 years, the monastery has started producing its own beer, the only British Trappist ale, Tynt Meadow, and apparently it's doing very well. Father de Largy says that it all happens in God's time. It started the brewery replacing the farm started in 2017, and orders have come in as far away as Mexico. And there's some specialist staff who are producing 105,000 litres a day. And although the tradition of Trappist ale or Trappist beer is well established in Europe, there are 13 breweries there. The Mount St Bernard's is the only Cistercian brewery now in the UK, and it's. I presume it's going to be tying up with the monasteries in the Netherlands, in Belgium, and Tynt Meadow is part of the land on which the abbey was founded. The abbey was built on a little on a little mountain, and or a little bump in the landscape. It's a very rugged area of England, and next to the monastery there's a little Calvary with statues of Christ on the cross and so on. And if you want a very peaceful, relaxing Sunday, there's nothing better than going up to Mount St Bernard for the day. And it also conducts retreats. There's little retreat houses you could go and stay. And I think there's something rather wonderful. The monastery is, of course, significantly less staffed than it used to be. There's fewer monks, and so therefore farming is no longer a serious option. But I think I wish the brewery all the very best, and I think there's something very positive about a self-sufficient religious house that is focused on prayer and on goodness and looking after the local community. And I can't think of anything better than the idea of a stable business that is sort of self-contained and that is going to ensure that the monastery survives for future generations.